Hello, this is John Stacy. I'm Executive Director of the Game Manufacturers Association, and I want to welcome all of our attendees and the presenters to the first day of the Essential Retail Summit 2020. I appreciate your patience as we all deal with the new reality of not being able to be in person to have our program this year. I'm welcome here today to kick off the program. And let you know that we have more than 140 retailers signed up for the program in 8 different countries, so we're very excited about that. Up first we have today is John Stevens with IELLO as our keynote speaker. So I want to hand over to you, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John, and thanks for putting this on. I am here today with Stéphane Brissot, of course, from IELLO as well, and we're going to just cover real quickly what we have planned for the rest of this year and the early part of next year. IELLO, of course, is different companies depending on where you're listening to me at. Here in the United States, we were formed in 2012 and are the publisher of IELLO products for North America. We're also the distribution and marketing partner of companies like Le Scorpion Masqué and Devil Pig Games here in the United States. In France, of course, IELLO has a much longer history. Formed in 2004, IELLO France is the publisher of IELLO products for all of Europe and distribution and marketing partner in France for numerous international publishers, including Czech Games, Ravensburger, Restoration Games, and a lot of other companies there. Real quick, let's talk about what's coming the rest of this year. This is a USA only release through IELLO in partnership with our friends at the Scorpion Masqué. Masterword shipped to distributors in the United States just last week and will be in your stores, hopefully late this week, early next week. You are allowed to sell that in stores the moment you receive it. Masterword is a great little game where a group of seekers play cooperatively, and a guide helps them go and find from one clue what the master word is. So you're going to fill out little clue cards. You're going to tell them this number of clues is correct, but you're not going to tell them which clues. That's the fun here. You're also not going to want to let the truth get in the way of the right answer sometimes. Sometimes giving too many thumbs will lead people down the wrong path. So there's a great balancing act there between the right answer and the truth, and how those may not necessarily be the same thing. Worldwide, very soon here, the game we were excited to release at Gen Con, finally coming to you all here at Essen, is Katara. This beautiful design by Eric Vogel, art by Miguel Coimbra, transports the players back to a time immediately following the fall of the Empire of Katara. The Empire of Katara may have been a myth, it may have been real, but everybody can agree that it existed at some point, or existed in myth, in the Great Lakes region of Africa. So we're going to combine some draft mechanics here, really a Winston draft mechanic for those of you that play a lot of card games, and an area control mechanic where our meeples are constantly moving about the board. We're constantly taking territory and losing territory. It is this great, frenetic, fast-paced game that we're having a ton of fun with. $34.99 here in the States, 30 euros in Europe. This is going to release in Europe 3 days from now, in the States 2 weeks later. If you're a IELLO USA client, 2 weeks after that, sorry, a week later, November 20th, 2 weeks after that, 29th October, is when you can start selling this online as well. Some quick selling points. This type of game only really works if you have the right number of spaces. We don't ever want to encourage people to not be on the attack. There's no good way to defend and win in this game and just play defensively. So 2-player, 3-player, 4-player all have different playing surfaces and all have a different number of spaces on those playing surfaces to really encourage that constant back and forth activity. Coming here in the US, brick and mortar stores are going to have this on the 29th of October. This will go on sale in that date is wrong now. Ignore that date here in the States. I'll get you a new date. Follow up to Zombie Kids Evolution. This builds onto that storyline. Kids defended the high school, or defended their school. Now the teens are going to defend the town. Lightweight legacy style game for kids 8 and up. So right in that same space as Zombie Kids Evolution. We have great little buildings we're going to be defending, and we're going to have that legacy mechanic that builds the game as we go through it. There are 14 envelopes here. It's about 3 times as much content as you saw in Zombie Kids Evolution. This will be coming. I actually think that these dates are 2 weeks off. I think this is November now.
John, it's December 3 and December 17.
December 3rd, December 17th. There we go. Thank you, Stefan. Same day as Shot and Totten 2. That makes a lot of sense. So Shot and Totten 2 is not a reskin of Shot and Totten. It is not just a slightly different thing. This is a brand new game, still 2-player, but we've taken it and gone asymmetrical with it. So you'll have an attacker and a defender fighting over this castle wall, 7 castle tiles. Some of them score a little differently than one another, which changes the strategy, and both sides have cool special abilities. So as the defender, I have these oil tokens you can see on your screen, and I can dump those oil tokens over the castle wall to destroy a card on the attacker's side. And on the attacker's side, I have tactics cards that change how cards are played. This is the latest game in the hugely successful for us mini games line. Many of the US retailers in particular have seen success with that mini game display that they all got on sale last month, or 2 months ago at this point, I guess. That wraps up this year. So we're going to just talk briefly about the early part of next year. And really, we chose this portion of the calendar because we're assuming that we're going to get to see you at the Gamma Expo in March. So we'll talk about things after March when we're all together, hopefully in Reno, and the world's a little different place. Royal Visit. I apologize. I always absolutely butcher his name. Is a Reiner Knizia design, which has in the past been seen as something called Times Square. It's a great little back and forth game between 2 players where we're trying to lure the 6 meeples out of the middle and onto our side of the board. Sometimes the game goes 7 or 8 minutes or 10 minutes and somebody wins really quickly, and sometimes it's all the way at the last turn and you still don't really know who's going to win, and suddenly it happens. That back and forth is such a cool feeling, not really knowing what's going to happen. This is February worldwide, $24.99 here in the States, 20 euros in Europe. If you were at Gamma Expo or maybe anywhere talking to our partners in France over the course of the last year, we've talked to you about Cora. Cora is a heavyweight civilization building game where every player takes on the role of head of a Greek city-state, and very heavy Euro-based meeples and resource management and building management. This isn't really what we tend to think of as a IELLO title, but it's a title that excites me personally because these are the games I choose most often. I want to play that heavyweight, 75 minutes, really deep Euro game. $54.99 here in the States, 49 euros if you're listening to me from Europe. Worldwide, March of 2021. Today is the day that we in the USA get to announce something that's pretty exciting. You know us as the partners of Le Scorpion Masque and Devil Pig Games. We are very excited to welcome Vesuvius Media to our family now. The first Vesuvius titles are already on the water and will be hitting distribution very shortly in November. Those titles are on your screen right now. Dwarf's Fall is a card drafting game. It is a resource management game. It is a set collection game. Beautiful artwork that fits right into the IELLO catalog and just makes it a seamless addition for us. Dwarf's Fall actually released through Vesuvius back in 2016 as a Kickstarter, but has never seen distribution in the United States since then. We're super excited to bring these great games into the distribution channels so that retailers can finally get their hands on them. Also coming in November is Pacific Rails Inc., a celebration of the building of the Transcontinental Railroad. Pacific Rails is a worker placement game where we're going to compete to be the first rail company to build that train across the country. rather than a normal just map of the United States, there's this great abstract gridded out map. So the building progress is a little different each time you play the game. This was kickstarted about a year ago, and the yellow boxes that are headed to distribution are going to reach distribution at the same time as the Kickstarter backers will be getting theirs. So as retailers, you're going to be able to go, we have this game, even as people that missed the Kickstarter might go, why can't I find this? Of course, there will be other things coming from Vesuvius, and in March of next year, we are super excited to bring Catapult Kingdoms or Catapult Feud, depending on where you are in the world, into retail channels at the exact same time as it is headed out to Kickstarter backers. This amazing game is so much fun, throwing catapult pieces across the board at your opponent and attempting to knock down their soldiers and their walls and little rubber balls. This is going to be an amazing demo piece, in much the same way that we really think Flying Goblin is great on a demo table. Being able to fling those goblins into the castle and really get a feeling for how the game plays. This will be coming to you in March. Finally, the Loki line is still growing. Loki is a line of kids games from IELLO. So each Loki game teaches a core gaming concept so that we can slowly sort of train gamers. We can teach them card drafting. We can teach them cooperative play. We can teach them tile laying. We can do these things one at a time for kids as young as 5 years old, so that when they reach 9 and 10 and 11 years old, they're ready to play things like King of Tokyo or Bunny Kingdom. The next game in that line is Detective Charlie, releasing worldwide the 7th of January. Detective Charlie is a cooperative deduction game where the players are going to help Charlie Holmes here solve mysteries about who done the various crimes. More information on this will be coming as we roll out a full release schedule and release a rule book to you. Of course, my name is John Stevens. I am the Sales Programs Director here in the United States. If you're a US or Canadian customer, that's my email on the left-hand side of your screen. If you are a customer anywhere else in the world, Laurence Grau would be who you speak to there, and her name or her email is also on the bottom of your screen. I'm going to just leave those there a moment so people can see them. Any questions?
So we don't have any question in the question chat. Our presentation was much shorter than we anticipated.
Well, yeah, well, I can sit here and talk for 30 minutes about Bunny Kingdom. Would people like that?
We can do that. No, so yeah, does anybody has any question about any of the release or any of the, since it's an event that is global, we also want to make sure we address questions from international retailers. If anybody has any question about how to get IELLO product outside of the USA.
No. Just a reminder, it is being recorded, so it'll be on demand as well for those people who are watching it after different time zones.
Perfect. And then if you're not watching this live and you have questions, you can always email us. We have our own Discord server. If you're in the Gamma Discord server, right in our text channel, there is a link back to the IELLO Discord server. If you ever have any questions and would like to join us there.
There is a question also that came up. Do you see that, Stefan, or should I read that?
No, I'm not seeing the question.
Okay. It said, will Dwarfs 7s be through distributions like ACDD or direct IELLO only?
So all of the Vesuvius titles will be joining the regular IELLO distribution channels. So Dwarfs Fall and Pacific Rails will be headed out to our 3 North American our 3 US distribution partners, Alliance Games, ACD, and GTS in November. You'll be able to get them there.
And then Universal in Canada will.
Oh yes, we do have. Sorry, I forgot that our rights extend to Canada here.
Yeah. So yeah, just
Okay.
for context, Vesuvius Media is a Canadian company, but they choose us as their logistical and distribution partner for all North America.
Okay, here's another one. Is Zombie Teams Evolution coming to the UK?
Yes, in the UK, Scorpion Masqué is using, I think, Cold Spring because they have a deal with Asmodee. So I believe it will be under Cold Spring or no Asmodee UK.
Okay. Here's another question here. You said, this is from Eric Bigglestone, you said Royal Visit used to be called Times Square, or is a reskin?
Yes, it is a reskin.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay. I don't see anything else yet, but we can just wait a couple minutes, see if there's some more come in.
Actually, I can show. I have a prototype of Royal Visit with me, so I can show you what it looks like. How do I activate my camera?
I'll change it to you as the presenter then, Stefan.
Okay. Yes, I want to share my camera with GoToMeeting. Okay, sorry, I have to change my settings in my Mac. Okay. Show. Not showing anything. Well, that's not good.
Do you still have OBS open?
I still have OBS open, yes.
You're gonna have to share the virtual camera then, because your camera won't go through both sources at the same time. Or shut OBS.
Start virtual camera. Okay. And then I want, where's my camera feed? Show my screen, screen 2, all screen. Oh my goodness, OBS. This one? No. No. I'm going to show you everything but the thing you need. All right. Where's my camera?
Preferences, choose webcam, OBS virtual cam.
Showing main screen. Okay, no. Stop. Screen 2, no. I don't, showing main screen. Webcam. Okay, I'm shutting down OBS maybe. Webcam. Preference. Yeah, I was showing OBS virtual cam. All right, so what about FaceTime mainly? There you go. Only took me a minute. All right, so I guess I should move that to the other screen. There you go. So this is the new packaging for Royal Visit. And then the interesting thing about our treatment, beside our usual shiny top, you know, and good looking design and whatnot that we used to do, this is what you have inside the box. You have those very nice painted characters. The camera is not very good. Granted, but
And if you're familiar with the old version, these were sort of a tiny little plastic meeple in previous versions of the game.
so you have your king, your wizard, your king, your wizard, your 2 guards. They are actually female guards, and then the Joker. This is your round, round token. That's the small crown for round, first round. Second round, you turn on the second token, and then the game board is actually a rolled map.
Can you open that up for me real quick?
And so what we have here is, it's a 2-player game. So my castle is here, John Castle is here, and I'm winning if I manage to get the crown to get on that. The crown starts in the middle here, and then on with some playing cards, I'm able to get the crown closer to me or closer to John. And also each of the characters start on one of those center bait, like the king in the middle, the guards on the extreme, and randomly the wizard and the jester on either side of the king. And again, playing cards that are here, those cards allow you to move some of the character. The character don't belong to any player. You move them and you try to bring the court to your castle, because we are trying to seduce the royal court. The royal court is the king and his two guards, and we're trying to seduce the court to visit our castle. If we manage to do that, we win the game. There are some specific rules. The king must always be between the two guards. If the jester is on your side of if in your kingdom, so this is a kingdom, that player kingdom extends from the king spot to there, and this is the other player kingdom. So if the jester is in your kingdom, you can use all the jester card as wild card, etc., etc. So interesting tug of war kind of mechanic. Very different strategies depending. You have to be very mindful of hand management. Am I going to spend all my joker cards today, this turn or the next turn, etc., etc. So that's Royal Visit for you.
Stefan also has a copy of Pacific Rails behind him with the yellow treatment, which he should probably show off while we're here.
All right, we will show that.
I don't have my copy yet.
So this is Pacific Rail. It's a train game, first yellow train game. We're excited about that. So what do we have in there? We have a manual, and then we have 4 punch boards with the characters, lots of train tracks and other elements that we're going to put on the board, more train tracks, and all the goods token that we are going to carry on the train. And then we have a quite large board that allows us to keep track of everything that's happening in the game. All right, so the bottom part is our map. We're going to start from either side. Sorry. We're going to start from either side of the board and try to cross on the other side. And we have mountain, we have water, you need bridge to cross the water, etc., etc. This is your score marker, and on top is all the worker placement mechanic that allow you to you are going to place your pawns between the square, and each time you are placing a point between square, you can activate one of the squares. So if I play here, I can choose to activate this one or this one. If I play, I can choose to activate this one or this one. And they provide you different type of good resources, extra track to lay down, etc., etc.
There's something I absolutely love about the worker placement mechanic here. We've all played a lot of worker placement games where we go around the table, we play a worker, then we play a second worker, then we play a third worker, then we pick up our workers and we go to the next round. That last phase doesn't exist in Pacific Rails. We don't just pick up all our workers. On our turn, it is an action to pick up a worker so that we can then replay that worker. It's such a great little wrinkle in the mechanic that really requires you to think about next turn and the following turn and whether or not I'm going to run out of workers.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you can, if all the spots around the place where you want to go are occupied, you can choose instead to kick everybody out. So you can play on the next turn. One of the interesting aspects also is I think the characters are pretty neat.
They're awesome.
So that's your little guy with his hammer on his shoulder because he's hammering the nail on the tracks. We have little towns, so we're going to put those towns on the map to claim.
Little Town's a different game.
Sorry, those towns. And then my favorite part is the telegraph pole, because you need to message your arrival. So each player has those in color, and then this is your little choo-choo train. So that is Pacific Rails. Any question about this one? Again, I'm not saying the question, so. No.
I'm not seeing the questions either. It has to be Melissa.
Elisa, do you have any question about that game? And we have also another type of train. So you have this train and this train. They have different functions.
I'm sorry, I was muted. Yes, there are some questions. Descripto has done really well for us. This is Fanboy3 UK. Will there be a second expansion for it at all?
Not that we are aware of.
That is a Scorpion Masque question, really.
Yeah, it's but they would.
Yeah, they have not informed us though.
They haven't not tell us. So as far as I know, there is not planned. But who knows?
Okay.
And
And
hi,
here's-
Dave. I miss you.
Yeah, hi Dave.
Is Pacific Rails a US-based board or generic?
It's totally generic.
The storyline and the concept is about the United States Transcontinental Railroad, but it does not use a map of the US. It uses, and Stefan's going to show to you again, it uses that. So it's more of an abstract thought process about having to get over a river and not being able to go over the big lake things. And if you put it on a US map, there's a danger of the same US process happening over and over. This provides a more abstract playing experience.
And also, I think it's more balanced. You also have like some advantage and inconvenience to start from the left side or the right side. So you might count that in your strategy. But yeah, it's by using that layout, it's a more spread distribution. The problem of sticking to an actual geographical place, some area are more mountainous than others and whatnot, and there is not that much. I thought I was on Do Not Disturb. So yeah, that is not.
But no, it is not a US map.
Okay.
Any other question? Oh, there you go. All the questions are showing up now. That's weird.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I did differently, but maybe I had to put you as the answerer so that you could see them.
Okay.
I learn something new every time.
All right.
We do want to remind attendees too that the presenter office hours on via the Gamma Discord will be open at 2 o'clock. It's actually open now, but specifically you can chat with Stefan and John to follow up with more questions or get more information as you need it.
Yeah, there will be an employee of IELLO, either me, John, or Emma, or someone during the entire show in our Discord channel, in the Gamma Discord channel. Don't forget to sign up to the IELLO Discord channel also, so we can continue to keep in touch after the event. And if you're not on the Facebook group also, I would strongly recommend joining the Facebook group. Oh, we have an announcement. We invested in a new technology because we always look for new ways to communicate with our retailers. So we bought a SMS line system. So you can request, we will not send automatically. You need to request to be on that line because we understand that not everybody wants to receive text message from IELLO. But you can opt in to receive notification from IELLO on our SMS line, and it will we will send you information like new releases, new like really key information. Most of the rest of the information is available on our retailer site. We just did a new retailer page also that we hope is more is clearer and more better organized for you. We're still improving it and we are welcoming any feedback. So if you if there is something on that retailer page that is missing, or if you think that the layout is not convenient for your usage, this is really a tool that we designed for you. So make sure to give that feedback to John or myself or anybody of the team, and we'll work on it, because there is no point of designing a tool that is not practical for you. The idea is we want you to go to the IELLO USA retailer site to find any information you're looking for. We're also working on an AI robot, conversational robot, that can direct you straight to where you are, what you are looking for, in case we are not available at night or whatever, or during the weekends.
Okay, so I haven't seen any new questions come in. So,
Okay. Well, I think that's conclude our presentation for today. So it's only half an hour. But here's the thing also, is that most of the retailers we are seeing are already seen all the things we said at other presentations. So.
Thank you, Saban and John. I appreciate your time today. And as a reminder, we have the concurrent sessions between the keynotes. There are 2 tracks of those with a number of publishers also presenting, and we encourage you to go look at the master schedule, as well as look at the program guide, which is on the Eventbrite page, which you can download as a PDF, which has more information about each of the publishers who are participating in today and tomorrow's program. So thank you all, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Everybody enjoy the show. It's good to see everybody, even virtually.
Come stop by our booth if you want to chat with us. Well, we'll be here.
all right, we will sign off now, and don't forget about the office hours too. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.